Okay. And we're live. Let me send out these links. Next 5 minutes. We'll get everybody in here. Get everybody in here that asked to be here. I know we all trying to watch this Clarissa Shield fight. I know I am. Trying to see who else wanted to come to class. I know it's Saturday. I know people have lives. But you know, it's never too we're never too turned up to learn. That's what I was trying to say. We're never too turned up to learn. So I'm just sending out some invites. We'll just sit here for the next 5 minutes. Chill. Wait for people to join. And then we're going to get started. I know it's Saturday. I'm going to try to be done before this fight start because I know everybody trying to watch the fight. So I'm definitely going to be done before the fight. And we're going to get this done quick too. It ain't going to be a long class. We're just going to go over some little bit of information. And then we'll get y'all out of here on a Saturday, you know. They wanted to come. All right, we'll get started in a few minutes. I know everybody trying to watch this fight right now, but I'm gonna start in a couple minutes. Maybe give it 4 or 5 minutes. Then we'll get started. I try not to use weekends and stuff, but sometimes this is the only time people have time. And I feel like I'm gonna repeat this class again just because it's just Saturday, but it doesn't matter. Let's just get straight into it. What time is it? Oh, it's only 7 o'clock on the dot. I'll give it a few minutes. Tripping. Appreciate the follow and A nasty. 2200. Appreciate it. What's the word? What's the word? Thank you for coming, showing love, supporting. Appreciate you. I'm gonna get started in like 2 minutes. Oh shit. What's up, Blue? Yeah, we back at it. Another Saturday. Well, I shouldn't say another Saturday. I should say I be on the game, man. You don't rock with me, man. You do not rock with me. I definitely be on the game. Everybody right now watching this fight, so that seems like where everybody's attention at. But I'm gonna start class in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I don't care how many people here. We gonna rock out and have class. I see you called me the other day too. I meant to call you back. I be trying to do too much. I know you be busy. You still in Cali, right? Of course, you definitely always check in. You growing up on the motherfucker. You probably about to be, 18 soon? Shit, you probably already 18. Texas. You a baby to me. You'll always be baby blue to me. Okay? Baby blue. Alright. One more minute, I'm gonna start class. Supposed to have more people in here, but you just got my warehouse. Okay, I need to hire me. I like money. I got a freight truck. Listen, you need orders driven back and forth. Let me know. I got a F-150 and I got a 2500. Okay, you do FBA. Okay. I do shipping. So shipping. Dang it. All right, let me get started. Let's get started. Gotta stop talking to you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's get this thing started. Let me get to this. All right. So, Stock Market 101 Part 2, Reading the Market. So this class will be about reading the market, what candlesticks represent, what things look like, how to identify a ticker, read a stock chart, how to read candlesticks, story they tell, how time frames work, how to identify support and resistance, things like that. That's what we will be learning today. So my question is for you, viewers in here, which part of reading a chart do you feel least comfortable with right now? And all you have to do is answer it and type it in the chat. Just respond with a comment about which part of the chart do you feel least comfortable with right now. Everything. That's real. Everything. Welcome, new people. New people, the question is, what part of reading a chart do you feel least comfortable with right now? Okay, very new to the stock market. Okay. You'll probably get one more answer. If not, that's fine. You'll see it. Okay. So, the first thing that we're going to look at, autonomy of a stock chart. Okay? This is the autonomy of a stock chart. So, before we analyze this chart, I have another question. What part of reading a chart do you think is the hardest for beginners? So, which part of reading a chart do you think is the hardest for beginners? Now, while we answer that question, we're going to go over a stock chart. This is what a stock chart would look like. This is what you'll primarily see when you open a stock chart. This is the first thing you'll see. Now, I have everything labeled on here as far as what you're looking for, what you're looking at. Right here to the left, the top left, we have a ticker. And I know it's kind of hard to tell. Let me put my drawing on so I can exactly show you what I'm pointing at right here. Ticker. This is a ticker. AAPL is a ticker. What is a ticker? A ticker is a unique symbol used to identify a publicly traded stock or ETF. Every company listed on the stock market has its own ticker. A short code you use to look up any chart platform. So it doesn't matter if you're using Thinkorswim, Webull, Charles, Fidelity. Everything is going to need a ticker, and every stock has a ticker. Apple is AAPL, Nvidia, NVDA, Tesla, TSLA, Amazon, AMZN, SPY, SPY. So when you get into the trading world, we don't say, "Oh, you're sending a text to someone. Oh, I'm getting in Tesla longs." So you ain't gonna type Tesla. You're gonna type TSLA, because if it's a stock that you don't know, with the ticker, and they tell you the business name, for example, Purdue, the chicken company Purdue, their stock is PDU, right? How would you know that? I would type in PDU right here, and Purdue would pop up right under that. So right under this Apple is where Purdue would be, the name Purdue. So my question is, then this is to be simple. If I type in AAPL into TradingView, what am I actually looking at? What would I then be looking at? And it's just simple. If I type in AAPL, what would I then be looking at? If you can answer it in the chat. If I type in AAPL, what am I looking at? I'm looking for an answer. Thank you, Nu. I just wanted an answer. Okay, now you understand what a ticker is. Okay. Whoa. We don't want to do that. All right. That's a ticker. Okay. That's a company name. So if I type in AAPL, that's the company name. Here we are looking at a chart again. Now, right here, let me get my drawing stick out. We have the time frame. You guys remember we talked about time frame, how each candlestick represents a time frame. So right now we're looking at the 5 minute. Let me make this a different color. Maybe like yellow. Okay. We're looking at the 5 minute. Each candlestick represents the 5 minute. Okay. Over here to the right side of the screen, we have the price axis. Okay. Let me change that to green. We have the price axis. This is the price of the stock, the vertical scale showing price levels, right? So if you're at 9 o'clock in the morning, right here, because this is the time axis, right here at the bottom, if you look at the bottom of your screen, that is the time axis. That's in military time. If you can't tell military time, your computer or your phone should have the regular time on it. Okay? Time frame. So before we analyze this chart, what are some things we need to know first? The answer is on the screen, but it's two things that we need to know when we pull up a chart? If anybody can answer that question. What are two things we need when we are first looking at a chart? And it might be a little small, so you might have to zoom into your phone a little bit and screen, but it's right here. Before you analyze a chart, you need to know what you're looking at and what time frame you're looking at. Those are the two most important things about when you're first originally looking at a chart. What you're looking at, I'm looking at Apple, and what time frame? 5 minute. I'm looking at Apple on the 5 minute. Those are the first two things you need to know. Okay? What are these? These are candlesticks. We learned about candlesticks. Okay? This at the bottom, this is volume. We didn't learn about volume yet. But each candlestick has its own volume bar. So that red one goes to that one, that green one goes to that one. And pretty much what volume tells is the number of shares traded in that time frame. I'm going to repeat it. Volume is the number of shares traded during that time frame. So people use volume to see if the move is legit or the move isn't legit, right? I don't want to get confused, you guys, too early, too soon, but we definitely use volume. Oh, I froze up a little bit here. Let me see. Let me check my stream logs really quick. Okay, it's good. All right, back to the program. Volume is the number of shares traded in the time frame, right? So if we're looking at 5 minute candle, we can see how many shares were traded in those 5 minutes. And it helps us during trading, obviously, for a number of reasons. And time frame, you learned about time frame. Okay, any questions about this? This is what a chart looks like. This is what any chart will look like anytime. Like anytime you pull up a chart, this is exactly what it look like. Obviously, it won't have these blue things telling you what things are, but this is exactly what a chart will look like. You'll have your time axis, you'll have your price axis, you'll have your time frame, your ticker, your current price. The current price is right up here where it says Apple 301. So Apple is currently at 301.65. $301.65 is what it's trading at right now. That's the current price. Okay? Any questions about a chart? Pretty self-explanatory. A candlestick is a price bar. And we're going to learn about a candlestick. Oh man, it keeps doing that. It's weird. Great question. Let's go straight to what is a candlestick. Bam. No, you didn't miss anything. We didn't even go over a candlestick yet, but I thought you were here last week because the classes differentiate, okay? Sometimes people come to class 101 and they miss 102, or sometimes they come to 102, they miss 101, So sometimes you're going to miss a class, and so it's good to like show up and say, oh, if you see me starting this thing, and you be like, oh, I seen this already, then okay, I'll be back for next class. Just try to make it like that, because sometimes the information is repetitive, but maybe sometimes you need it, or sometimes you miss something, right? So let's get straight into what is a candlestick. Okay. Cool. Yep. So now you're good. And you're learning the basis of everything too. You know, come next week we'll do 1-on-1, or just write me and say, hey, me, can we do class 1-on-1, and I'll set something up for multiple people to come to the class. So one candlestick. Okay, one candlestick shows how price moved during a specific period of time. So remember we talked about the 5-minute, the 10-minute, the 15-minute, the hourly. They're all candlesticks though. No matter if it's the 5-minute, the hourly, the daily, or the weekly, it's still one candlestick, right? It's just showing you how much price moved during the specific time. Okay? Every candle has 4 key points. Every single candle has 4 key points. Where price started, where price ended, the highest point price reached, and the lowest point price reached. Okay? So, if you have a green candle, which we have to our left, let me put my marker back on. It just keeps disappearing. This is where price started. Say if this is 10, this is 15, this is 20, and this is and this is 25. Okay? This is 5. Okay. Now, this is 5. No, this is actually 10. Sorry, guys. Messing up the drawing a little bit. This is 20. Well, this is 25. This is 20. This is 15. This is 10. Oh shoot, I did these numbers wrong. Sorry, guys. Okay, I don't want to confuse you guys. Let me just start over. So say if this candle opened up at $10, right? This is $10. Don't look at anything. This is where price started. Remember, this is the open. It started at $10. It closed at $20 though. This is where price ended. But you ask yourself, what are these? Why are these wicks up here? That's where price pushed up. Price pushed up in this 5-minute time frame. Price pushed up to 25. That's the highest point it was reached. But at the lowest in the 5-minute frame, it reached 5. Okay? It didn't close at 5. It reached the low as 5. It closed at 20. So why it makes it a green candle is it because it closed above the open, if that makes sense. It opened at 10, but it closed at 20. That means the buyers pushed it all the way from 10 to 20. Does that make sense? Before I move on. I know everybody trying to watch the Ray J fight and Orlando Brown right now, but just listen up for a couple more minutes before they get into the next one, because I want to be done before the next fight. So we opened at 10 and we closed at 20. That's what makes this a green candle, because it closed above the low. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, then say no, it doesn't make sense, Meek. Okay? So, no, when I say close, I mean the 5 minutes has ended, right? So say this candle starts at 9 a.m. This candle starts at 9 a.m. I don't know why they're making my 9s look like eyes, but yeah, that's a 9. like a 9 much more, but that's a 9. Say this candle opened at 9 a.m. and it closed at 9:05 a.m. because it's a 5-minute candle. Within 5 minutes, yep, okay. Within 5 minutes, it went from $10 to $20 within 5 minutes. It opened at 10 and closed at 20. That's what made it a green candle. The buyers pushed the price up. Just think of that. The buyers pushed the price up. That's why they have the explanation right here. Green candle, price closed higher than it opened. Buyers in control. Okay? Now we got a red candle. Price closed lower than it opened. Sellers in control. So if the candle opened at 20 and it closed at 10, that's why you have a red candle, because within that 5 minutes it opened at 20 and closed at 10. It tried, the buyers tried to push it up to 25, but guess what? The sellers slammed that price back down to 10. Okay? That makes sense? If any questions, let me know. I'm going to drop a question in the chat. And everybody should know the answer to the question, because the answer, so you can use any time frame. Let's go back. Time frame. How much time each candle represents. Okay? So a candle can be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour. Each candle can represent a different time frame. Okay? And if you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask. Okay? While we're working on it and while we're thinking about it. Okay? All right. Now, this is a more in-depth about a candlestick. Okay? We're going to talk about bullish and bearish candles. Oh, I was supposed to answer the question, but every candle has 4 key parts: open, high, low, and close. But that was for y'all to answer. That was for y'all to answer. So, pretty much this photo is just explaining everything I just explained to you guys, right? Open, high, close, and low. Lower wick, price went lower but recovered. Body, the thick part, shows the range between open and close. Upper wick, price went higher but pulled back. Oh, I know you can. You the star student, okay? You a star student. All right, my bad. So, bearish candle closes below the open sellers one. And remember, we talked about why they call it bullish and bearish, right? Bullish is because bulls, they tend to fight up. Bulls tend to fight up with their horns, and bears tend to fight down. They tend to fight clawing down. So bearish would mean it's going down. Bullish would mean it going up. It's just a stock terminology that we use. It's been around for forever, so I don't know. They just use it. Okay. Now, this is some homework for you guys to do right now. And I'm not gonna help you guys. I'm just gonna let you answer the question by yourself, okay? Looking at this candle, where did price open? Where did it close? And how high and low did it go? I'll give you a couple minutes to answer it. Looking at this candle, where did price open? Where did it close? How high and how low did it go? I'll drop it in the chat. Okay. Looking at this candle, where did price open? Where did price close? How high and how low did it go? I'm gonna drop the answers. It's green, so it opened at 99. Listen though, look at, I mean, you were right. I don't want to discredit you because you were right. I just want you to read the words on the side, on the left side, because it's green, but it's red. It's a red candle because it opened higher than it closed, right? So it opened at 103 and closed at 99. Sometimes, okay, it is green, yes, but that was to make you thrown off. That was to throw you off. But you're right. But you are right. You absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That was to confuse you. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about the stories candles tell. And then we're going to look at a chart and then we're going to get up out of here, okay? We got actually 2 more slides and then we're going to get up out of here. So, every time you read a chart, you're going to read it left to right. What are buyers and sellers telling us, right? Go what you know. You good. You did good. It was meant to confuse you anyway. So, that was a good confusion because you noticed. So, a series of green candles show buyers pushing price higher with momentum. You see that? It's pushing, buyers are pushing the price higher. But then you have a seller's pushback. Red candles signal sellers taking control, driving price lower and shifting in power. But then buyers take control. Buyers step back in and green candle return as prices start moving higher. Okay? A series of green candles show buyers pushing price with higher momentum. Red signals sellers taking control, driving price lower, a shift in power. What are buyers and sellers telling us? Read candles as a story, not random bars, okay? So when you're reading a chart, which we'll do later right now, in a few seconds, I'm going to go over what the story is telling us, what we're looking at, because we're reading it as a book. We're not predicting the price of the chart. We're reading it like a book. Essentially, that's what you want to do. You want to read it like a book because essentially, if you know sellers stepped in, right, on part 2, but buyers take control, where could you take a trade at? Where do you feel in your mind that buyers took complete control? And for me, if I was trading this, I would say buyers took control right here. Oh, man. Buyers took control again right here, around 100. That's what we call a support bounce. Okay? It came back and tested the support, and it rose above the support, and it held. I would have took that trade right at 99. Soon as it got above the old low, which was right here, because the sellers pushed it to a new low, if that makes sense. The sellers pushed it to a new low. It held that low, rised above it, held that low again, and took off. That's the trade you take. On the other end, it's the same thing. You would take essentially the other side of the trade if you're looking for a sell trade. I would have took that trade. That's a crappy line. I would have took that trade right there, right? When I felt like sellers were in control when it lost this level of 103. And I would have rolled that onto 1 to 99 and made money both ways. If that makes sense, okay? I know it's kind of confusing because you guys are new, but yeah. It'll make sense as more we go on. Okay. It's like funky. All right, last slide. And then we're going to get into the charts, and then we're going to be done, okay? Start with the higher time frame, okay? So if you're looking at a chart, why are we starting with the higher time frame? It's the same, it's just kind of the same as like history. Like history repeats itself, or history is going to tell you the answers that you need for the future. It's essentially the same thing. So when you're starting a week out, right, what you see a big uptrend, strong uptrend over many months, key support around 150, right? You see an uptrend on the weekly on Apple. So you're going to take it down to the daily. You're going to take it down to the daily, right? The overall trend is up. You can see major swings and highs, swing highs and lows and key levels forming on the daily. Now you take it to the 4 hour, you still mark some things, more detail, clear swing structure, levels looking more precise, good for plan building, right? So if I want to take a trade, I know looking at the weekly, looking at the daily in Apple, it's on the uptrend, right? It's clearly on the uptrend. So now I'm going to go to the 1 hour and 5 minute and look for a swing low so I can get in that trade, right? I don't want to take it at its highs because I want it to go up. I'm going to take it at a swing low, right? So I take it down to the hour, and then I see even more detail. Short-term swings within the larger move, good for timing entries. Just like I was saying, this is where I want to time my entry. This is where I want to see if price can hold at that 150, if price can hold at the 190s, or whatever the support is, right? Now we go into the 5 minute, and we're going to execute our trade. We're going to look at the most detail, and we're going to be able to, like it says, good for fine-tuning entries and exits. Okay? I want to be able to enter and exit this trade at the precise time that I want to. So I'm going to go down to the 5 minutes, get an entry, find my stop loss, and get in this trade. Because I've looked at the weekly, the daily, I've read the book, right? I've read the book. I've seen what it's been doing. I can't tell what it's going to do, but I can make an educated decision on what type of trade I want to get into based on what I've been seeing, based on the bigger picture, right? So, like I usually do at the end of every class, we are going to open up a chart. We're going to open up a chart. We're going to look at a stock. We're going to look at candlesticks, and we're going to go over, answer questions, and we get out of here. Okay? Hopefully it doesn't start skipping really bad while it's opening. Give me a second. Let me get this for you guys. Bam. All right. Perfect. If I start skipping, let me know, because it tends to do this when I start looking at trading. Well, we just do the 5 minute. All right. We'll just actually look at the 5 minute literally, because I don't want it to start skipping. Can somebody tell me what we're looking at? I want to know. I'm gonna drop the questions. gonna ask some questions. Okay, got the questions for you guys. Bam. I know it's a lot, but oh man, oh, it says it failed to send. Good. The first question is, what's the ticker name we're looking at? What's the name of this ticker we're looking at, guys? What are we looking at? What stock are we looking at right now? Hope I'm not skipping. And everybody can answer this. It's 5 to 7 of us in here. I want other people to answer questions too, okay? If you don't know the answer, just say you don't know. I'd rather that than you not say anything. So what's the name of the stock that we're looking at? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, the next question. What does each candle represent on this chart? What time frame are we looking at? What time frame are we looking at? Yes, you got it right, Riz. Shout you out. All right. It's on Zeus. The fight is on Zeus or Dazn, Dazn. I can show it after I can show it after this. I can play it on Twitch and we can watch it all together. It doesn't matter. Next though. Next question. Next question. I lost the next question. Okay, looking at this chart, who was the last people in charge? I mean, who took the charge? Looking at this chart, who was in charge, buyers or sellers? At the end of the day, like right here, I'm only talking about these two. Oh man, that's a big box. Right here. Looking at that, who was in control, buyers or sellers? No wrong answers. Who was in control? Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Who was in control? I want answers so we can get off the class because I need to make sure you guys learn the information, you know? Good job. Buyers. Buyers look to be in control at the end of the day. I see those 3 candles, but guess what happened? Buyers took control at the end. Right there. Okay? Good job. Now, next question. We only have a few more questions. What does this wick tell us? Right here. We just learned about wicks, not the candle. Whoa. Not the candle, but the wick. What does this long wick right here tell us? This long wick tell us? What does that tell us? I know maybe you forgot. They got Natalie Nunn performing. This is ridiculous. But yeah, let's get back on top. We almost done, y'all. What does this long wick tell us? What is this long wick telling me? This long wick is telling me that sellers tried to push the price down there, but guess what it closed? It closed as a green candle. Yes, good job, Nunu. Yes, good job, Nunu. Yes, the sellers tried to push the price down there, but they couldn't succeed. So the buyers pushed it right back up. And we do have a small body. See how this body is big and this one's small? That's because the buyers use all their strength and all their might to get this right back up there to 305. Okay? It's still 305, 305.90, 305.54. This happened all in 5 minutes, right? This candle represents 5 minutes. Good job. Last two questions. The next question is if I switch from a 5-minute chart to a 4-hour chart, does Apple itself change? So let's look at this, right? We're looking at the end of the day. This is Friday, August 14th. See the dates down there? Friday, August 14th. Let's look at the 4-hour. The same day, August 14th. Now, just because I changed the time frame, does that mean Apple itself changed? Okay, that's the question now, because look at this. I can, no, I want to do that. There we go. No, what am I doing? Template. No, I don't know. Kind of forgot to do it because I usually just look at one chart at a time, so kind of forgot to do it, but I would do it next time. But I was trying to compare them side by side. I mean, I can do it. I don't need 3, I need 2. Might start skipping a little bit. So when I say changed, I mean, did anything change about the stock just because I changed the time frame? Okay. Did anything change about the stock because I changed the time frame? There we go. So we on one side we have Apple on the 5-minute. All right. From today. Whoa, all these indicators. Let's get rid of these. 1 second. You guys will learn about indicators one day. If I can take these indicators off. It's acting kind of funky. Alright. Okay. Let's take these off too. Alright. So one side you have a 5-minute, one side you have a 4-hour. So just because I change the time frame, does that change the stock? They finna fight, so we finna get off here real soon. I know y'all finna check out. Just because I change the time frame, does that change the stock? So this is the same day. This is the same day, August 14th, 2026. We just have a closer look, right? On the 5-minute, I can dial into everything that's in that 4-hour candle. Does that make sense? Everything that's in that 4-hour candle, I can zoom in and look at it at the on the 5-minute chart. So that's all that is. That is a deeper look on what happened that day, right? I can go to the daily. Bam, that's the daily candle from Friday. That's the daily candle from Friday, but this is the 5-minute of the day. I can check what happened every 5 minutes of the day. If that makes sense. One last question. What actually changes when I change the time frame? What is the only thing that changes when I change the time frame? I'm gonna stream the fight. Yeah, let's do it. Let me end this stream. Oh man. I could just edit this video. Y'all wanna watch the fight, man? I know y'all got Zeus. That's like $5. It's like $5. I'm gonna log in and see if we can go watch it.